Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a steamy romance series called Sex Life from 2021. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The 7th episode opens with Brad recalling his past memories. In a flashback, we see the dinner party hosted by Billie. After the party, the guests leave for their home. Billie and Brad then talk about the party as it was a good one. Brad then tells Billie that he didn't know Billie will include him in the article she wrote. Brad is proud of her. At this point, Brad is madly in love with Billie. Billie is tired after arranging the party, so Brad tells her to go shower and he'll clean the kitchen. Before leaving, they share a passionate kiss. After Billie leaves, we see Brad holding a ring, suggesting that he'll propose to Billie for marriage. The flashback ends as Brad gets a call from his recording studio. The scene shifts to Billie and Cooper. Billie is trying to convince Cooper about the whole issue, but Cooper ignores her and informs Billie that he'll take Hudson to school. Billie then meets Sasha to discuss the issue. Billie tells her that she stopped writing the journal and completely destroyed it. Sasha then advises her, saying, if they are having any form of issues in the marriage, then they should talk to each other and figure out a solution. If talking doesn't work, they should consider couple counseling. But Billie informs her that she's been trying to talk with Cooper, but he doesn't want to talk. Sasha tells Billie that Cooper has been fighting for her all this time, and now it's Billie's turn to fight for Cooper. After the meeting, they both leave and Sasha sees Brad waiting for her in front of her house. Brad begs Sasha for help. He loves Billie and wants her back. Sasha laughs hearing all of this from Brad. Brad says that he never got over Billie and he knows that Billie still has feelings for him. Sasha replies that he is bad for Billie, but Brad tries to convince her that he's a changed man now. Sasha says that Billie is not an option anymore, she's married. Brad thinks Billie is not happy in that marriage. Sasha then reminds him that the only reason he is not with Billie right now is that he left after she had a miscarriage. Sasha then leaves, saying, guys like him never change. Brad then gets a flashback of that time they lost their child. Both Billie and Brad come home from the hospital and Billie wants to rest. She wants Brad to be by her side, but Brad informs her that he needs to be at the studio. Billie is shocked by this behavior of Brad and tells him that she just had a miscarriage and probably she should leave his house. Brad angrily replies that he wants to be alone and leaves. The flashback ends as a taxi honks at Brad for blocking the road. The scene shifts to Billie making a cake for Cooper after he is promoted to partner at work. Both Cooper and Hudson come back home and Billie says she's proud of Cooper. Cooper seems uninterested and simply leaves. Billie then goes outside and apologizes to Cooper for last night. She tries to assure him that nothing happened last night. Cooper is heartbroken. He tells her that he wanted to build a family, and he thought Billie wanted the same. Billie then restlessly tries to convince Cooper that she wants to fix everything. Cooper and the kids are her world now, and she doesn't want anything else. Billie then clarifies that she was never unhappy with Cooper, except when it came to intimacy. Billie had a colorful past with a great intimate life, but she couldn't tell Cooper about it. Cooper then reveals that after reading Billie's journal, Cooper found his old self again. He didn't have a wild intimate life, but now he wants to have a thrilling intimate life with Billie. Billie doubts, saying how will they do that? Cooper doesn't know how, but he wants to give everything to Billie. As they are discussing, Trina's family arrive to celebrate Cooper's promotion. As they start preparing, Trina asks Billie about her ex-boyfriend. Billie says that her ex is ancient history, and now she's happy with Cooper. Billie then asks Trina for some tips on how to spice things up if the marriage is falling apart. Trina then invites her to be with them tonight. The scene shifts to Brad reaching his studio for work where he meets Kyla. She's a fan of Brad and wants to work with him. As they start working, Brad gets a flashback to when he and Billie went to a marriage ceremony where Brad met Billie's parents. Her parents heard about the miscarriage and tells them to not give up. Billie's mom advises them to get married before having a baby. Later at the party, Brad meets a bartender, and as he cheats on Billie with the bartender, he gets caught by Billie. Billie can't handle this, and straight up breaks up with Brad. Brad still tries to convince her that he wants to be with her. Billie confronts Brad, saying he is damaged because of his dad, and she and Brad can't be together until he faces his real father and becomes a real man. Brad replies that he got the address of his real father, and he just wants another chance. Billie then advises him to meet his real father and work out the issues. At present, Billie and Cooper goes to a place with Trina and Devin. There we see different couples are making love. Trina says that in here you can make love or touch anyone without any judgment. Both Billie and Brad are surprised by the whole place. They look around the place for a better idea. Meanwhile, Brad is recording Kyla's song. He gets another flashback where he's sitting on a restaurant and looking at a map. He notices a man dining with his 2 boys and becomes emotional. Brad then looks at a letter sent by his father. He comes back to reality when Kyla finishes her song. Kyla comes out and asks how the song was. Brad replies that the problem with her singing is that it's soulless. Kyla is shocked hearing this and asks for another try. The scene comes back to Billie and Cooper. They are still walking around looking at different couples. They finally decide to start making love as well. Everyone around them starts looking at Billie and Cooper as they get intimate. Billie feels embarrassed as everyone is looking at them and tells Cooper that they should stop. But Cooper wants to proceed because that's what Billie wanted. But Billie tries to convince him that they are not like this. She thinks this is dangerous, but Cooper argues that that's why they're here. As they're arguing, Trina comes up to them and tells Billie to trust her. Trina then starts making moves on Cooper. Billie looks miserable at this point. When Cooper looks at Billie, his mind fills with thoughts of Billie and Brad making love. Thinking about what she did with Brad, Cooper allows Trina to go down on him. Seeing all of this, Billie starts sobbing and leaves. Devin then approaches Billie and tries to make a move on her. Then Cooper comes there and stops Devin. After some argument, Cooper beats Devin. The scene again shifts to Brad. After Kyla finishes her recording, Brad comes up to her and apologizes for being rude earlier. Kyla says it's fine and starts flirting with him. She says she's going on a tour and tells Brad that if he wants, he can come with her on tour, and then she leaves. Brad gets another flashback. In the flashback, we see Billie coming home and noticing that her things are packed. Billie asks what's going on. Brad thinks that Billie is the main problem in his life, and now he wants her out of his place. Brad was supposed to meet his father and sort out his issues, but he didn't even meet him and was messing around with another girl. Brad then starts tossing her things into the elevator and tells her that it's over between them. Billie begs him to fix this, but Brad just tells her to leave. Brad comes back to reality and grabs his jacket and keys and leaves. The scene then shifts back to Billie and Cooper. They come home and it seems Cooper had broken his hand in the fight with Devin. As they head inside, Brad looks at them from afar. Sasha notices Cooper's broken hand and comforts Billie. Brad is still outside of Billie's house. He notices Billie at the window. Brad then grabs the ring and comes out of the car. Billie then gets a text from Brad asking her to come outside. As Billie looks around, she gets another text from Brad saying he just wants to make sure that Billie is okay. Brad keeps texting her saying he loves her. Billie then comes outside and meets Brad. Brad tells her that maybe she should stop trying so hard to make a life with Cooper. Billie then wonders what he is doing here. Brad then shows her the ring, saying he wanted to do this 8 years ago, but he was scared. Brad then tries to convince her, saying it's not too late, they can restart their life. Brad still loves her and believes that they'll be fine together. The episode ends with Billie contemplating what she should do now. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.